Have you guys seen the drama in India over the BBC Modi documentary? What are your thoughts? So that I haven't seen it. The
I
title
haven't watched
says
it. I'm gonna watch it.
India asks YouTube, Twitter to block links of BBC film on Modi. Are they not? Are they stupid? Are they stupid? Like who's in charge in India? Do they
Modi.
have they not learned that this is like an ad for the documentary? Do they not
Yes.
know that this is the like people who didn't know about this documentary are now going to really want to go see the documentary? Like I didn't know about the documentary. Now
I
I
didn't know
know
it
about
either.
the
Yeah, yeah.
documentary. Now I
It
want to
was
watch
trending.
it.
It was
Like why
trending
are
on
you?
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, but why would you advertise it if you don't want people to see it? Why would you ask YouTube and Twitter to block it and make everyone curious about it? This is the best promotion for the documentary. So
Yeah.
the subtitle says the documentary critical of PM Modi's role in the deadly 2002 Gujarat riots. Did I say it right? Because Susanna
Gujarat.
always said
Yeah. Gujarat.
riots draws the ire of the Hindu nationalist government.
Oh,
Yeah, now we
they
have to
even
go
put that
watch
as a
it.
Hindu nationalist government.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can we go talk back to Twitter about my Twitter account? Given that Twitter is like, okay, these people are insane. Okay, they're asking us to block every link, so Twitter has to be like, okay, maybe we have done. Maybe we shouldn't have listened to them before when they send us letters and talk to us and told us to block Twitter accounts because these people seem to be lunatics. So Twitter, maybe you should go reevaluate the last time you listened to them when they ask you to remove my Twitter account. Okay. By the way, the Atheist Republic Twitter account is back, but my Twitter account is not back.
Yeah,
It changed.
yours is,
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, people are saying BBC equals propaganda. Well, I
yeah. Oh, yeah.
mean, yeah,
No, no.
no,
Obviously,
BBC
just
is pretty
because
good.
maybe what?
No,
What do you?
BBC is very good.
Yeah, BBC is very good. Yeah, just
Yeah.
because these guys don't like it, maybe, yeah. This is the go-to response. If they don't like something, it's propaganda. Yeah. Well, by that logic, nothing is true because any other person can just say it's propaganda. So no, Modiji's behavior and what I remember from the claims in Gujarat riots is that the main charge that he was accused of, and again, they said that was Supreme Court acquitted him of any wrongdoings. The main charge is that when riots were starting out, when that there were Hindus going after the Muslim victims, thousands of people died. Modi, who was the chief minister of Gujarat, apparently held back a bit, and he instructed the police not to get involved, and then they got involved a couple of days later, but by then thousands of people had died. That's basically the crux of the accusation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was referring to, the Barbara
Streisand
Streisand
effect.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we should watch this and like maybe talk about it once we watch it.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Nam. Harris sold himself for a few quids. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Harris, you're a loner. Okay, all right. Why don't you come sometime? You might come, but you might come at your own peril. What is this? Harris sold his mother for a few dollars. My mother's name is Aisha. So childish. This must be some 17 to 18-year-old kid, like this. All right, we need to get you out.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about the BBC documentary. So as you said, this is going to have the opposite effect. People are going to watch it more. People are going to search for it more. We're all going to watch it on BBC channel. Secondly, India needs to realize this. Modi ji needs to freaking realize that India runs on democratic principle. If you have a problem, BBC, the United Kingdom have the best libel laws. You can go there. You can make you can sue BBC, and you can put it to test whether these claims are true or not, etc., etc. And then you can actually sue BBC But you trying to pressure YouTube or Twitter and Facebook to just ban that particular. Basically, the Indian government is using its might because India is a very powerful country, and they're saying, well, you know what? If you don't do it, then obviously YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, they will be thinking in the back of their, at the back of their minds that are they going to ban like block us in their country? Are they going to block us? Is this going to, because they did do that with TikTok? So are they gonna block it? So this is basically arm twisting.
Yeah. Yeah, but we will have more to talk about it once we watch it. So I don't know. People are doing a genetic fallacy, saying because of BBC, like it can't be true because of BBC. Yeah. Somebody is saying, oh wait, some people actually saw it. 230 is saying saw it, nothing new in it. It's the same accusation. Jack Straw has been giving interviews to this Indian media regarding the same. Sunak has defended Modi in Parliament. Okay. And somebody saying, I mean, BBC is the mouthpiece of the British government. It's not. Oh my God. If the BBC was the mouthpiece of British government, why does it constantly attack the British government?
And also, Vebi, how stupid you are. This is how stupid you Indian brainwash people are. If you're saying that Rishi Sunak, British Prime Minister, has defended Modi, then don't you think that if it's their mouthpiece, they should be towing the government's line and they should be going with, okay, all right, well, our Prime Minister is siding with Modi or supporting him, so maybe we shouldn't go against them? You freaking idiots. You don't understand. Countries like Britain, countries like Germany, they have very, very transparent processes. You can't. If let's just say there is an instruction going to them by a British Prime Minister or Defense Minister or something to a BBC chief executive or something that, hey, we want to manipulate the Indian elections and we want to malign Modi ji, so make an anti-Modi documentary. There would be some whistleblower, because there are so many processes, checks and balances in place. There would be a whistleblower within BBC who would actually leak that information or leak that email or something like that. It would happen. So, you people are so freaking stupid because you're so into hero worshipping your leaders that you just can't. This is your best argument. La la la. This is what Andrew Tate followers say as well. Propaganda matrix. And this is what you guys say as well. So if this is your best defense, it's not going to convince anyone.
Aditi is saying, why do they not make a documentary on the Bengal genocide by British? There are many documentaries. Yeah, what are you talking about? There's many documentaries about that. I mean, there's a couple at least. I watched a documentary about that a while ago. I have a question.
There you go. Churchill's legacy still painful for Indians. BBC News, and this does cover it. Bengal shadows, disturbing history. BBC News, Winston Churchill, hero, villain. They have been debating about that. So this is what you guys think. These typical Indians, because again, like the nationalists, when you brainwash a society, you brainwash them on the basis of nationalism, on the basis of religion, basic primitive level of tribalism, and you tell them we are good, they are bad, they are our enemies, they just want to destroy us because we're so amazing, blah blah blah. So therefore, don't listen to anyone. So there are robust debates in these Western countries about their own behaviors of the past. Nobody glorifies colonialism in the West, at least in any capacity. Yes, they do acknowledge it, and some of them fall short of apologizing to their former colonies, which is true. Like I think recently Emmanuel Macron said, well, I'm not going to apologize to. No, he didn't say that our colonialism was right. I think he said that we as French people, I'm just a representative, I'm just a president for now. This requires a referendum or something, basically, for everyone to agree to do it, because we as French people. So You guys are not at the same level of human development. The amount of self-criticism that exists in Western people, these developing countries are nowhere near that, because you just see, okay, India, if it is India, then I'm going to defend it no matter what. So there's no self-criticism. So you're just going to hide behind, oh, this is propaganda, BBC's this and that, just because they criticize your favorite leader. I'm sure if the same BBC had criticized Imran Khan, you were like, well done, yes, BBC is true, BBC is right. They have the problem. You guys have had the problem. These Indians have had the problem with Red Cross. There's no, hang on, what's the other charity? They have massive.
You're one. She or he is one Google away from these answers. And
yeah, they're not, because they're conditioned. It is ingrained in their minds that you can't, or they must not have done that. They must be proud of Bengal genocide.
Kian is saying it's their common bias. They think Charlie Hebdo is French government and BBC is equal to British government. Yeah, like the Iranian government thinks that as well. The Iranian government is like attacking the French government over Charlie Hebdo's recent cartoons about Khamenei. And they're like, the French government is like, what are you? This is not Iran. We don't have control over our media. Like Charlie Hebdo, like Macron couldn't even ban Charlie Hebdo even if he wanted to. He doesn't have that power. This is how democracies work. This is how free speech works. They don't. Yeah. So it is. But again, Aditi is saying something else. Is don't cover up. I don't know where your mind is broken.
These guys are so
your mind is broken.
These guys are so stupid. Look at this. There is feature. All you idiots are only one Google searches away. Look at this. Kashmiri Hindus on edge after resurgence of targeted killing, BBC News. Now, if you want to, Kashmir Files, forgotten tragedy or an attempt to rewrite India's history. Okay, so they obviously there's a debate on that, and because you want to say the genocide that they call it. It's, by the way, I think, Armin, you probably know it better. The definition of genocide obviously varies a lot. And even forcing people to relocate, that's considered genocide as well. So I think the number of people is disputed. And that's why, for example, it's a big issue, like Armenian genocide as well. So some countries don't even recognize or whatnot. Well, Turkey is the only one that doesn't recognize. But no one shuts down this conversation whether that genocide happened or not. I actually personally believe that it did happen. But Kashmir Files, like the movie that they made, that wasn't a good attempt at that, because if any credibility that they had on that claim, that was a propaganda video. It's like when Pakistan makes a movie on the like there was a movie called War, Var actually was, but they played with the words. Var means attack, and they spelt it like war. So they're showing their hero, brave soldiers, and that's a classic propaganda video, a movie. And people in Pakistan are loving it. And I know it raises people's collective sense of nationalism and pride and all that. And this is what you're falling into. This is the same trap you guys are falling into. No one is denying that. So yeah, you are one step away. You can literally put this Kashmir Pandit genocide BBC, and you'd find lots of documentary news stories by the BBC.
Like they don't even care about your responses. They just like they just have their lines and they just repeat them, and they just like say the line, ignore your response, and then say the next line they memorize. Like there's no response. Like there's no response to the challenge of the first claim, because it doesn't matter what you say. They just throw it out there and they go to the next one. Like
classic whataboutism.
Yeah, for example, so Aditya is saying, don't cover up West human rights. They does most worst things.
They do, Well, like what?
But
like what?
I mean, I have covered them. I have covered human rights
violations. If you talk about Afghanistan war, Iraq war, if you talk about all of that,
Cambodia.
We have spoken about it numerous times. We have spoken about this numerous times. And you can't look at West,
South America.
You can't look at West collectively as the same as well, because there's a big part of the United States in that. You can't separate the Scandinavian countries from the West, but they are Western countries. So it's just I don't know. These guys are just I don't know. I give up sometimes with these tunnis. This is why I call them tunnis.
Yeah. But like it's amazing how it seems like you're talking to a wall. Like they're as good as bots because they have memorized for certain things that there has been fed to them, and they come and just repeat it like parrots, and they don't really care what response you have, and they're not engaging with you in your responses. They just jump from just repeating those claims, and they're not even listening when you're responding.
So stupid. So
Yeah.
stupid. And again, it's so whataboutism. Had they not done it, let's just say if they haven't covered some other topic for whatever reason, that still, by virtue of that, that still doesn't mean what they're saying about Modi ji is automatically by default false. That still doesn't mean that, right?
Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.